Killing Floor 2 is a round-based zombie survival game very similar to COD Zombies. It is extremely addictive and extremely fun to play. In this video, I am going to give you reasons why I think you should buy the game and why right now is the perfect time to get into Killing Floor. So getting right into it, all around, extremely fun to play. Everything about it is great. If you like COD Zombies, you will love Killing Floor. It is the same type of gameplay loop. You load in, you get very basic guns, you kill zombies to get money, you buy better guns, you progress farther, you get stronger and stronger. It is that very similar basic gameplay loop, and that's what makes it so addictive and so repetitive, just like COD Zombies. What makes Killing Floor 2 unique compared to other zombie games is the zombies. They have such a unique design to them. They are multiple different classes. They are all completely different, gameplay-wise, design-wise, everything. They are so iconic. There's basic little small zombies that barely do any damage, and then you got all the way from that to powerhouses like the Flesh Pound or the Scrake with its chainsaw. You will understand what each one of them's weakness and strength are and learn to play around them. It's not bullshit like it is in some zombie games where the boss zombies are just tanks and that's all that they really are. All these are unique, they're all special, and they are very fun to play around and try to adapt to them when you see them coming at you. Some of the things that do make it special is the perk system in it is really cool. It's not like COD zombie perks where you drink them to get stronger. They are different classes. So there's ones like Berserker, which is all melee based. There is Commando, which is all about ARs. There's Gunslinger, which is like revolvers. There's so many different classes, and all of them are completely unique and completely different. I personally basically only play Berserker, but I have been trying out Gunslinger and Commando a lot more recently, and I do want to try out Demolitionist because that one just seems so fun to play. It's all just about explosions, grenade launchers, rocket launchers. You deal fucking insane amounts of damage with it. It's sick. The gunplay also feels really good. From the amount of time that I have on Commando and Gunslinger, all the guns feel amazing. They're all extremely unique too. There are the basic guns, but there's also really unique guns. Like the Pyro has a flame shotgun. I'm pretty sure the Demolitionist has an explosive double barrel. It's crazy some of the weapons that you can get, especially with the DLC weapons. They kind of go off the fucking rails with the DLC weapons. The guns feel good, they sound good. When you shoot a zombie with the guns, you see how strong they are. You see the knockback. Earlier I had a master key on my FAMAS, and whenever one of the zombies would kind of like jump at me, I would use it and it would just send them fucking flying. I want to try more of the shotguns because of the ragdoll. One of my favorite parts of the game is the melee weapons. Berserker is my favorite class. It's so fun to just smack the fuck out of the zombies with the unique melee weapons that they got. Like the one that I mainly use, it's a shield with a mace, and you can like parry and block everything with the shield. And it's just so fun. They got lightsabers in it as one of the DLC weapons. They got like this one shotgun with an axe head on it, so you can shoot zombies and then smack them with the axe. It's really cool. The melee is great. The knockback with the melee is so fun to watch. To just smack a zombie as they jump at you and fucking send them across the map. It's very, you don't really get that in COD Zombies except in BO4 with like the Wonder Weapon or the specialist weapons, but that's really it. You never really use melee weapons in COD Zombies, so I really like that about Killing Floor. One thing that makes this game extremely replayable is there is a lot of maps, and like a lot of maps. I think there is at least more than 15, probably more like 20 to 25 maps. I'm not sure on the exact number, but there are a ton. The game's been out since 2016, and they have been constantly releasing maps throughout its entire life cycle. So it's never, you always have something new to play, which is really nice. And some of the maps get really unique where you teleport to different areas between rounds. There's like one that's pretty cool. It's an airship, like a steampunk airship. Zed Landing is one of my favorites. It's like a volcanic island where a plane crashed. There's like prison ones. There's a lot of uniqueness to it. And then they also got the event ones from like Christmas events, Halloween events, stuff like that, where they're themed around that. The game also has really good bosses. So every 5 rounds on endless mode, or on the final round of a limited round mode, you get one of the bosses to spawn, and I think there's 5 or 6 bosses. They are all completely different. They're all really fun to fight, and some of them get really hard, especially on the higher rounds. Like, some of them kind of get annoying. One of them heals, like they run away and then heal like 4 times, and it's just a little bit frustrating. But or some of them have like extremely strong attacks that can take out a bunch of your health in one hit, but they are kind of like the end test to see that, yes, you have geared up enough, you know what you're doing. Like, they're supposed to be hard, which I really like, and I hope that we get more. I don't know how many more updates we're getting on this game. I hope in Killing Floor 3 they definitely have a lot more variety in it. The game is also extremely fun with friends. It's like zombies, where when you have other people, it just makes it more fun. Like, co-op zombies will always be more fun. Solo zombies, same as Killing Floor 2. Playing it with other people just makes it 10 times better. So if you have friends that have the game, you should definitely give it a shot, or try to convince your friends to get it, because it's just so much better with them. There are also different difficulty settings, like there were in BO4, but they're programmed a lot better than they are in BO4, and they're not bullshit like the hardest difficulty in BO4 is. If you're playing on easy in this mode, it is pretty easy. Like, you shouldn't really struggle unless you're brand new at the game. And then hard is like kind of below average like difficulty. It's like kind of like the medium. That's what I usually play. Then there's suicidal, which is a little bit harder than that, which is I switch between suicidal and hard. Now that I got all my perks leveled up, I'm probably only gonna be playing suicidal. And then there's Hell on Earth, which is extremely difficult. It is like you have to be really good at the game and have maxed out perks to even have a chance of surviving. If you want to have a hard time and really push yourself to get better at the game, you can play the harder difficulties. But if you just want to hop on and just kill zombies and just have fun, just mindless gore, you can just hop on the easiest difficulty or on hard and have that and not really struggle, which is really nice because it's accessible to anybody, which I know a lot of people don't like about zombies, especially the old ones, because they are difficult. Like like BO1, BO2, BO3 was very hard to get into. When you're first learning how to play, it is very hard to get past like those first 15 rounds. So a lot of my friends who never really got it just kind of gave up and waited for Cold War, where they could just on day 1 get to round 30 because of how easy the game was. So that's one thing that's really nice about it too. But it makes it so anyone can play it, and if you have friends that aren't as good, you just turn the difficulty down and you fucking shit on all the zombies. Like, you would just tear it up. The game also is pretty cheap. I got it when it was 95% off just recently. The sale has ended when this video will go out, but you can probably still get it on like G2A for really cheap. Not that expensive of a game, so it's not like you're shelling out like $90 for a brand new game, which is always really nice, especially when we're in like this kind of drought period between CODs, where zombies is dead right now in MWZ. Nobody's playing it except people who like MWZ. Most of the community has dropped it. I haven't played it in months, so it's nice to have like a cheaper game to play in the summer, kind of like Skur Ritual, where you don't got to spend a lot of money on it, but it still is very good and kind of will fill that gap until the next COD comes out, Black Ops 6. And as far as I understand, I'm pretty sure the game is still getting updated. They just had the 15th anniversary of Killing Floor 1. That's why the game was on sale, and all the DLC is like super cheap right now too. So I'm pretty sure they're still updating it. I don't know if it's going to be big updates because they have already announced Killing Floor 3 and it is coming out. I think it's slated for around next year. So we will still be getting updates, maybe a little bit of content. I don't know how big of content drops we're going to be getting, but it's not like the game has been abandoned yet. So that's also a really big positive about this game. It's something I like because I've been playing it. I got it back in the day on console when it was free with PlayStation Plus, so I played the fuck out of it back then, and then it just recently went on sale on Steam, so I was like, hell yeah, I'm buying it again, and that's what kind of got me back into it, and I've been really enjoying it. So next we're going to get into the DLC, which is a little bit of a controversial topic in the Killing Floor 2 community as far as I understand it, because the DLC weapons are usually really strong. It kind of forces you to buy them if you want to do the higher difficulties, because it just makes the game a lot easier. If you buy the Ultimate Edition, it will give you all the DLC, and that's what I did. So I have all the DLC weapons, which is really nice. And I haven't really used any of them yet, as far as I know. I might have used 1 or 2, but that's where like the lightsaber is, that shotgun axe. They got like bow and arrows. They got some really cool stuff in the DLC, but it does get a little bit pricey if you buy it when it's not on sale, and that's the really bad part about it. It's like, okay, you're charging like $6 for one DLC weapon. That's a little bit ridiculous. You don't need them. That's the other thing. It's not like it's a new map. It's not like it's a new character. Well, characters don't even matter. They do have characters for sale that you can buy, but they don't change anything. It's just voice lines. But it's just one weapon, so it's not a huge deal if you're casual. But if you're like trying to do hell on earth, constantly be like the best as you can, hit the highest round possible, you are gonna want to pick up some of the DLC weapons. But like, you're only gonna need to pick up a couple of them. Like, if you're a Berserk main, you just buy the best weapon from Berserk. You don't need like all the other classes' weapons, which is nice. Like, unless you're playing every single class, you don't gotta buy all the DLC. One of the other things that's really good about DLC though is because it is a Steam game, it's got the Steam market if you are on PC, so you can buy and sell skins. And because it's like that, you're not paying ridiculous amounts of money for one skin like you are in COD. I got skins for all of my main weapons that I use, and it was like less than $10 because some of the skins I wanted were 30 cents, some of them were $2. But then at the same time, because it's off of drop systems, kind of like CSGO, you do get those skins where they are pricey. It's not CSGO level bad. Like, there was a solid gold skin I wanted for my mace, and it was like $12. I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking paying for that. That's way too much for a skin. And you can get a lot of really nice skins for pretty cheap. The game also does have mods if you are playing on PC, and there's so much content on the Steam Workshop, just like with BO3, that you will basically never run out of new maps and new content if you want to play with mods. There's, what I know, there are some mods that are just as iconic as like base game maps, which is really cool. The fact that like some of these maps are so unique, and I always love when games do that with Steam Workshop. I wish that Black Ops 6 will do it, because it just adds so much longevity to the game. Right now is the best time to get into Killing Floor. They have already released multiple trailers for Killing Floor 3, and in every single one, the game looks amazing. The graphics in it are such an upgrade compared to 2. The enemy design has been tweaked a little bit and changed around, and they look a lot better. They look more futuristic, and I am personally getting extremely hyped for Killing Floor 3, and so is the entire community. Because of the sale on Steam and the hype for Killing Floor 3, a lot of players are getting back into it, so it is very easy to find a match. I never have to wait long amounts of time like you used to. Back in the more dead periods, you can always find public matches. You can always find people to play. There are a lot of people in the Discord always playing in calls. So if you don't have friends to play it with, you can find people in public matches or make friends in the Discord community to have people to play it. But yeah, my general thoughts on the game is I think it's a very solid game. It is very fun to play. If you like COD Zombies, you will love Killing Floor. I think a lot of people should give it a try right now, especially since the community's at such a low point again, like we always are. And I think even if you can't get it on as cheap as I did, because it was like $10 and I got the entire franchise, you still should try to pick it up, even if it is full price. If you can't find it for cheap, it is worth the money. You will have to invest a little bit into DLCs if you want to go that route, get really deep into the game. But if you're just playing it just for something to play casually when you're bored, you don't need to buy skins, you don't need to buy DLC weapons. So it's just that initial payment of entry, which is really nice. But yeah, that kind of really wraps up all of my points that I have on the game. I hope this either gets you into the game or makes you a little bit more interested and kind of brings you into the community. It's always nice to see more people buy games and join in on these smaller game communities. So I really hope this has made you interested in Killing Floor. But if not, that's really all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave it a like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I will be doing more Killing Floor content, especially Killing Floor VR content in the future. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.